We're back again. Just as we had looked at some of the very basics of the menu in ActiveInspire, we're going into much more detail in this video of ActiveInspire and specifically the toolbars on the right side. First of all, let us start with a new flip chart. Okay, what that does, it activates these. Over here, as you can see, many of these were grayed out before I had selected a new one. Let me start at the top with the main menu. If you click on the main menu, you have all of the things that you would have on the menu that goes across the top up here. So if your top menu disappears for any reason, you can come over here and just click on this. Go to File, New Flip Chart, open a recent one, ones that we were working through. You can close your flip charts, save them, a summary, publish your flip charts, import items. Let's say that you have something that was developed on a smartboard. The generic term is interactive whiteboard. This is a Promethean board. So if it was developed on a smartboard and saved as an IWB, then you can import it. It would be this one right here, common file format. And then there's specific settings that you would want to possibly consider. And then under Edit, we have your design mode, undo, redo, page background, your grid, your clear, so on and so forth, questions, and current page. Then you have a student database, which that's something we will get into when we begin into the intermediate level and talk about students clicking to join the class. You have groups, and then you have device registration, and then you have different profiles, which we did take a glance at those. Let me click on this and show you again. The profiles allows you to say how you want your layout to be, and then you can save that profile for yourself. So user defined buttons, you can say, well, I want a specific program to come up, such as Chrome, Firefox. You want to create a button that will open a browser, or if you want to create a button that will open a video program or an audio program or an application that you're going to show that may be specific to your needs. That's what you would select here. Under your commands, here are those that show up in the main toolbox. If I would decide in my teaching of a class that I need this button to import from PDF because I do it frequently, then I click on this and I select Add. It is now appearing in our menu. I want to export my results to Excel. I can add that. If I want to do a window snapshot in the process of what I'm doing, I just want to take a snapshot of what's on the screen, then I can add that button. Freehand snapshot, that's so you can select a specific area and then take a snapshot of it. Handwriting recognition, this I will show you how that works, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. So it is now over here right next to the PDF import. Now since I do not use the PDF import, I'm going to remove it, and that's how you remove it. And then if you're teaching math and you decide that the ruler is something that is important to you, protractor, a set square, etc., all these math tools, you want them to show up, but you want them in your main toolbox and not have to go to the profile that is specific for mathematics. Then you can add these here as well. And sometimes ticker tape only shows up in mathematics profile right now, but I want to use it, so let's go ahead and add it. And now ticker tape is at the bottom here again where the others have been added. And I'm going to select that I want to save this as, so I'm going to select to put it in documents and name it demo, as I am demonstrating to you how this works. Save successfully, done. And now if I look over here, go to your right side of your screen, see that I can see user defined buttons, and then I can see profiles. Well, in my profiles, I have at the board authoring Michaels. If we're in Michaels, we'll demo show on our list. Let's go. And there it is. Slowly switching back. There we are. What do these things do? This one right here, I want to be able to write very good. So it is truly a handwriting recognition. There. Next in our menu, let's go ahead and clear this off. I'm just going to draw a rectangle, or I mean a triangle, a circle, and a star so that you can see, okay, there's this page. Well, how do I make another one? Do I insert a new page, a blank page, before the current, after the current? Well, yes, that would work. Let me show you an easier way. Over here, if you look at the arrows, next page and previous page, well, you can't go to previous because we were on the first. So let's go to next and see what next does. It creates a new page for us. That's not exactly obvious. However, now that you know the trick, you're ahead of the game. So let's go to working with some other tools. I have just drawn this diamond shaped image, and I want to play with paint. I want to do some changes in the fill. Well, I changed the fill to red. That's because red was selected here. I want it neon green. Change it again. If you've worked with any kind of paint programs, you are very familiar with how the fill works. I had this selected earlier, so we will say and it recognized that handwriting. Well, I want diamond to be in the middle here. Well, I want to change the color of the word diamond, so I double click inside, highlight the words, go up here to the top, change from black to yellow. Not exactly readable. Then let's go over here. We've done the pages. We have the start, stop, flip chart, vote. That is when we are using voting clickers. We're not using those yet, so I will skip that part. This also is a polling tool which requires the clickers. Then there's the arrow, as referred to as a select tool, that I am using now. And then our tools themselves, which gives us much more, such as the magic ink, the revealer, the spotlight, circular spotlighting, camera, math tools, launching active view, and so forth. Sound recorder in case you want your voice on it, and or music that you want recorded that will go along with it. And this comes in very handy when students are watching the flip chart by themselves and you are not there. They can go from page to page of your flip chart, and as they hear your voice at the end of each point, you say next page, and they can click to the next page. Then we have our text tool, which you have seen well put to use. Then we have the media form tools, so you can select the various types of media you may want to insert, such as a sound file or an image. Let's say if you photograph of somebody, Dr. Barnett, that is a small video. Let's go ahead and see if we can insert it. So here's how it shows up, and then I can move it to where I want. Now you know how to insert a video. This would be to delete what you're doing. This would be to exit, and then your design mode. Notice that every time you roll your mouse over the orange or blue image, it still says design mode. Here's what you have to recall. Orange is in the designing mode. Note how I can move this around. note that all the things, the squares don't show up on the edges when I do that, when it's under blue. If I select this to move it, I can move it. These are referred to as handles. Those do not show up when I'm in blue. Blue is the playing mode. That's when you're ready to actually use it. So that's the using one. Now, that is all for this video of a little bit more into tools